How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Do the Work Sports. Here today, you might be wondering why I'm decked out in my Michigan gear. I got the long toboggan on. 1, it's a little cold outside. 2, it's game week. It's rivalry week. Michigan versus Ohio State. This is the big game everybody's talking about. This is rivalry week on many occasions also for these other leagues. But today we're going to break down this game just a little bit. Now, in big breaking news, Shaun Wade, the cornerback for Ohio State, is a game time decision. So his injury is severe enough where they can't rule him in or out at this time. Now, this has all the makings of a trap game for Ohio State. For those of you who don't know, and for those of you I'm sure do know, that Ohio State is ranked number 1 in the country right now. And the number 1 defense, and number 1 scoring offense, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're looking good. They're a tough team. I'm telling you right now, that offensive line is the best offensive line I've seen in any football game that I've watched this year in college. Now, that being said, Ohio State right now, on paper, they should walk all over Michigan. But I have a feeling this is a trap game for Ohio State. It's right before the Big Ten championship game. It's a couple games before the playoffs begin. So this could be a very big trap game for Ohio State. Michigan needs to capitalize. It's at Ann Arbor. And also, I feel like Jim Harbaugh is a better coach than Ryan Day. Ryan Day is taking over Urban Meyer's team, so he's got Urban Meyer's players. But does the coaching match the players? Does the coaching match the skill level? Now, I got some stats here for you, comparing quarterbacks, running backs, and the top wide receivers. Justin Fields has 175 completions compared to 252 attempts. He has 2,352 yards and 33 touchdowns with 1 interception. Shea Patterson, on the other hand, has 179 completions of 301 attempts, 2,523 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Now, a lot of these stats, as far as interceptions that go, come from the first half of the year when they wasn't playing that great. When Michigan wasn't playing their best football, they was having turnover troubles trying to learn this new offense. Now that they got this new offense under control, you've seen a lot of this stuff settle down, and you've seen Patterson play probably the best ball that he's played since he's been at Michigan. Now, J.K. Dobbins has 219 carries, 1,446 yards, and he has 15 touchdowns. Now, Charbonnet, which is the redshirt freshman for Michigan, has 132 carries, 635 yards, and 11 touchdowns. But it's important to remember that Michigan is a 2-backfield. So they're running Haskins as well, and I think Haskins is a better runner when it comes straight up the gut. And they use Haskins a lot in the first half, and they kind of switch on and off throughout the game. Now, Olaves for Ohio State has 39 receptions, 637 yards, 10 touchdowns. Collins for Michigan has 31 receptions, 649 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So this team is pretty well even. Obviously, the run game for Ohio State seems much better, and they do have a strong run game because of that offensive line, which I have already mentioned to you guys, and in my opinion is the best offensive line in the game of college football right now. And that's why I got some key elements for Michigan here coming up, what they're going to need to do to win. As of right now, though, when you look at these teams, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Michigan fan, and I really want to get that out there. As I bring this stuff to you, I do my best to stay as unbiased as possible. I look at the stats. I look at how the team's been playing. And I would say at least these last 3 games, Michigan has been playing better football than Ohio State. You look at how in sync they are. Now they've been starting off slow, but once they get going, they're playing good, they're playing fast, they're playing smart. Offense, defense, all the way around. They're playing all 4 quarters, all sides of the game, and they are achieving. Now, Ohio State's doing the same thing, but when I watched them play against Penn State, they did not play their best game. And when they played Rutgers, I know they put the 3rd string in, but they wasn't playing their best game then. They should have scored more points on them than what they did with the first team in there. They was unable to. So that's kind of my backing behind that. Now, 2011 is the last time Michigan has won a game, and it was at Ann Arbor against Ohio State. And that's when Fink was the coach, when all that stuff happened with Ohio State and the memorabilia getting sold and Jim Tressel stepping down as the coach for Ohio State football. And so you can look at that as saying, well, Ohio State wasn't the same team, which they probably was not. But still, a win's a win when it comes to football or any sport for that matter. You take anyone you can get. Now, Michigan's key to win this game, because they are the underdogs going into this. Now, I ain't going to sit here and say that Michigan is the better team. I did say they're playing better football, but I'm not saying that they're the better team overall. What I'm saying is that they have a very good chance to upset Ohio State, and I'm really looking forward to see if they're able to do that. I wrote down some 5 keys to the success. 1, they cannot start slow. If Michigan wants to beat Ohio State, they cannot start slow. They started slow against Michigan State. They started slow against Indiana. And they cannot start slow because Ohio State will make them pay. And if Michigan goes down 14-0 early, it's going to be really hard for them to come back from that, I believe. 2, they need to stop the run. Make Justin Fields throw the ball. I watched Justin Fields. He is a good quarterback, but I think J.K. Dobbins is the backbone of that offense and that offensive line. So if you can stop the run, force Justin Fields to throw, then we have a very good fighting chance. Michigan has a pretty good run stop team. So I really want to see them go out there and stop this run game of J.K. Dobbins. Patterson must continue to play as good as he's been playing. Patterson holds the record now for having 4 touchdowns or more in the past in 2 consecutive games. I'm hoping to see that trend continue. Patterson needs to come out there and keep playing the way he's been playing. Patterson needs to come out there and play like he's playing for the NFL draft that day, because he really is playing for the NFL draft spot. This is his final year, so he has a lot to go out there and improve. And the way this team's been playing here these last couple of weeks, it's looking like he's going to continue to do that. Also, the offensive line needs to keep holding strong, and because Patterson doesn't do good under pressure. So with that being said, number 4, they need to respect Chase Young. Don't get intimidated by Chase Young. Chase Young is a once-in-a-lifetime athlete. Chase Young is very good. My opinion, there is a good conversation, a good chance that Chase Young wins the Heisman. I know that might sound funny to some of you guys. I know that you might be thinking, well, Joe Burrow is going to win it, which most likely he will, being an offensive player, and Joe Burrow rightfully deserves a Heisman. But Chase Young also rightfully deserves a Heisman as well, the way he's been playing. But when I say respect Chase Young, I mean, don't go, ooh, it's Chase Young, I don't know what to do. You go out there and you go, okay, this is Chase Young, this is what he's known for. Now, we will stop him the best we can. We will do everything we can to stop him. So you pay that man his respect, but you do not get intimidated by him. Last week, Penn State was intimidated by him, at least the quarterback was, when Clifford was in there. And when the backup came in, it was a whole different ball game. That backup did not care about Chase Young. He did act like he was not at all intimidated by Ohio State. And remember, but don't dwell on the past. And what I mean is Michigan needs to go out there and not dwell on last year's blowout game. Don't dwell on the past 9-7 years. You remember it, and you get angry, and you go out there and you play with all your might and all your heart. And you go out there and win that game. That's what they need to do. They need to go out there and play for the Michigan alumni. They need to go out there and play and win for Michigan. Not just for Michigan, but they need to win for the rest of the league if you really want to think about it. But Ohio State versus Michigan is going to be a very high-scoring game, I think. I think this game is going to be a very close game, and I think it's going to come down to the wire. So let me hear your guys' prediction. Let me hear what you think, and comment that below. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button. Comment on things that you want, other topics that you want me to cover. Maybe there's another rivalry game coming up that you want me to talk about. And follow me on Facebook. It's Do the Work Sports. It's the same title that's on here. I talk more about football stuff on here. This page, I talk a lot about football, and a lot about football and a lot more about wrestling. But please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let me know what else you want me to cover. And I'll see you guys on the other end of the game. Bye.